G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Sin Bin. It's great to be here today with Sheldon and Tumi. We're going to have a little bit of chat to these two gentlemen, find a little bit more about them and where they come from, get their views on the season and what they are hoping for the balance of the season coming forward. Good afternoon, gents. Hope you're both well. Hope the families are well and safe.
Good afternoon, Brad.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, lucky to be here. Tumi,
thank you to everyone that tuned
first,
in.
I'm going to tell the crowd, this is our second start to this. Tumi got a bit of stage fright and froze. That's certainly something that he doesn't get in life generally. But Tumi, just tell us a little bit about yourself, mate. Where have you come from? When you started playing rugby and how you ended up at Pirates?
100%. Thanks, Brad. Great opportunity to be here, to be part of the Sin Bin, Pirates TV. And Tumelo Make, born and bred and raised in the West Rand from a location called Kagiso. Matriculated at Hoërskool Monument, well known as Monas. And that's where the love of rugby actually got into my blood. Moved on through to UJ, where I was there for a couple of years. And from there, just moved on my amateur rugby to Raiders, where I've also been there for a good 11 years in the senior setup. And then I found myself now at the Mighty Pirates.
At the Mighty Pirates. Well, good to have you at the rest. And representative rugby, Golden Lions representation or anything else?
Oh, yes. I never got to play Craven Week from my junior days or anything like that. But after I matriculated, I went to UJ. My first year, I was approached by the coach, Yuri Miller, and he said he liked the way I played and how I am in open field. Would I see a chance for come to run trials at the Lions Senior Sevens? And I gave it a shot. I started playing there 2009. That was my debut for the Lions Senior Sevens, and I played through probably till 2014. So that is actually my only provincial colours. But I played with a few great names and a few great people, and but a great experience there.
Jeez, tell me, what went wrong at Monash? You must have been the only guy in the year that didn't make the Craven Week side, eh?
Brad, the thing is, bro, when people were eating pop and meat, I was just eating Kellogg's and just running around outside.
Well,
it is a weight factor. It is a weight factor, Brad. Basically, that's what Mr. Hans Kutsia told me. He said, coming into my senior year, he said, if you come the next year weighing 15 kgs, you'll be in the starting lineup. Here I am, 10 years later, still weighing the same.
Well, Timmy, you've certainly made up for it over the time, man, and you've been a formidable sevens player over many years. But during your time at UJ and Raiders, you certainly wreaked havoc against all opposition, and certainly we're very chuffed at Pirates to have you on our side now rather than against us, and creating a huge impact. And it's been great to have you, Shelly's. Yourself, mate, where have you come from? And you represented rugby, and tell us a little bit more about yourself quickly.
Yeah, man. So firstly, thanks for having me. I thought this was really just for the juniors, but clearly you need a bit of veteran blood around. So taking the opportunity and glad to be here. I went to Glenvista High School, south of Joburg, born and bred. From there, started playing my club rugby, 16 years old, for a small little club in the south called Union Rugby Club, better known as the Bulldogs. From there, I moved across to Wits. Started playing at Wits, I think it was 2009. Played 3 years at Wits, got us into the Varsity Shield. Fortunately, I messed my knee up there. I had to go for a reconstruction on my knee, so I was out of rugby for about a year and a half. And then from there, went back to Union for another year, went back to my roots and went and played a bit of rugby there again. And from there, I met old Arvin, our ex-manager, and he got me across to Pirates. And never looked back, love the club, everyone knows the club. And 10 years and counting. So let's see what the future holds.
10 years.
With regards to provincial, played Lions under 21s. I can't even remember the years, a good couple of years back. That's how that is, the veteran nowadays. And I played a good couple of years, amateurs. And still on the ball, still on the move. Hoping to, when everything settles, hoping to play some amateur rugby again for the Lions, and take it from there. But I think first things first, the goal at mind at the moment, get that Pirates Grand Challenge Cup, and then take it from there.
Yeah, Shelley's, look, it's you're calling yourself an amateur here, mate, but you're playing like a 21-year-old this season, man. I don't know what's happened in terms of the fitness and stuff, but you've been really focused and motivated, and I suppose, Sheldon, that just talks to the depth we've got at the club this season, eh?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's I mean, as I said, I've been there 10 years, and it's one of the so much depth. I mean, you can have depth at a club, but it's depth that will be starting times at the moment.
Yeah, no, you're right. You broke up a little bit there, but we'll keep on going. Must be something in the south with regards to the Wi-Fi, but anyway, it is. Tums, so you've been playing scrum half, man. Preferred position by far and away. This year we've got some proper depth there at number 9 as well. Maybe you can just talk to the depth of the club at the moment and how it's kind of lifted all the boys.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. As I've had the question before where people ask me what's your preferred position, and I actually can't even answer that thing because I've covered many positions. I started actually as a fly-half in Monarchs times, and then my primary position at UJ was 15, and then that's when I moved to Raiders, and I was also prime 10 for all my amateur days. But coming through, as I said, Ashala says, we in the times whereby we call ourselves now veterans, but young at heart. So I would say with experience and everything, and just the eye for the game, I preferred 9 now, and I fell in love with that position probably 2 years ago, whereby we didn't have a 9, and I just put up my hand and said I'll jam it, and then ever since, it's been a position whereby I enjoy my rugby because I'm more involved, as I always want to be involved. And coming to Pirates and playing alongside the likes of Hammer Esterhuizen, who is a great 9, and someone, even though I am much older than him, but it's someone that I learn from so much, and it's someone that actually drives me to work harder. And the likes of Q and Gibb, the likes of Sheldon, unfortunately I don't know his surname, but with the 9s, with the 9s, the depth it's so crazy because it's guys that have the passion for the game. It's guys that can play, and it's guys that just bring, each and every single guy brings his own attribute to it. So the depth for the club, it's amazing because should anything happen to anyone, the next guy can just jump into that, and that filters through to every position, and it's great. But as Sheldon said, as much as you can have depth, but it's about guys actually gelling together and using that depth, because a team full of stars can just be a team full of stars that the guys don't gel and actually have one mindset, and it's to bring the best out of each other.
Yeah, and I think, to me, I think you've hit on something for me that I think is quite important this year. You always talk about a culture of a team and culture of a club, Sheldon. And I think one of the things that we've seen this year, look, we think back to 2016, 2017, when yourself, Martin Skeepers, JP, Kirby, I'm going to miss people if I carry on going, Ernie and the boys that all came down and joined the club. That spirit and the vibe we had at Pirates then sort of happened naturally, and we went on to qualify for the Gold Cup twice that year. Twice in a row there, which is phenomenal. I think, Sheldon, the spirit and the culture in the club this year just seems to be one that, again, all these years later, just is really, really, really strong. And the boys seem to be having a good time and getting along really well.
Yeah, no, definitely, Brad. As I said, me coming from a small club, we never really had that big years and fans meetings and all of that. So for me coming across to Pirates back in 2013, I think I wasn't used to it. It was something new for me, something exciting. And you've got to embrace it. I mean, it's get involved. Otherwise, maybe the first or second year, and then it seemed to sort of fade away, if you want to call it that. And in 2016, when we all got together with that side, I think everybody, as a collective, everyone's bought in whole cheers and team spirit, and that's ultimately what took us places. I mean, we had a great season back then. then, yeah, things happen, players move on, players retire and all of that. And after 2016, things start to die out again and it sort of phased out. But this year with the great bunch of players we got and all the different characters and personalities, it's definitely it's back. It's back and it's exciting, and it's that's what keeps the people going, and it's the buy-in from the players, the coaches, everybody around the club. That's what takes us places, and it's great to be back there, and so looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get back soon again, and then just carry on from where we left off.
Yeah, Charlie's, I think that's the hope from everybody. I don't want to sort of focus on COVID and all that kind of stuff, but we're obviously on a break at the moment, and it's a little bit challenging with guys trying to keep fit and everything like that. But Coach Derek is running the online courses and keeping the guys going. The guys are partaking in that and just keeping fit themselves. There's a bit of a challenge about to be launched in the next day or two, where we want the guys to get into groups and teams and a little bit of prize money and a big opportunity from a bigger prize point of view as well, which I'm not going to tell you guys about just yet. We're finalizing the details, but it's just about keeping the guys motivated, and I think that's critical. I'm super excited that the Golden Lions clubs are willing and very, very keen to get the season finished. We could be playing towards sort of like the end of October by the looks of things. But it's super exciting that the guys want to finish it and get back on the park. I think it's important from a number of different aspects, but more so than anything, I reckon that's that mental side of things. Let's just get back together with mates and play and fitness, and just that be with people that we want to share some excitement and value with. You guys talk about characters of the club. There's no doubt the two of you are certainly that. Tumi, to keep you under wraps, mate, at the club is pretty impossible, but I don't think we want to. And then Shelley, you've been a master at defiance for quite some time. Just quickly, Tumi, your very quick view of the season so far and where you see it going before I go back to Sheldon for the same question.
Brad, something in the water, man, and we live, baby. That's all it is. And just touching on what Sheldon said, it actually started from last year, actually, when we were hit by COVID. But the buy-in from the guys with the sessions we had with Derek, I mean, it seemed pointless at a stage, but the time when we actually allowed to get back to the field, the guys are already in that mindset. The guys are already working hard, and the season up to now, we've done great. I mean, I've been with teams before, and what Pirates has, it's phenomenal. It's a professional setup in club rugby that I've never ever seen before, and it's great to be down there. Every day, the numbers we have at the club and the buy-in from the guys, the time the guys have for each other on and off the field, and it's what builds a team. People just think it's what we do on a Saturday, but it's actually what we do before that, and that makes a great team. So till now, as we said, I don't know if I'm incorrect, Brad, 7 out of 7. It's as you said, it blows you away every time you bring out those numbers to be like where we are, because people in a way actually wrote off Pirates, and what we're doing now is everyone just wants to gun us down. So the guys are still buying in. The guys are still eager to play. The guys are hungry for the season. We are putting in the work still, and I think going back, we'll have our big players as well that were out of injury, with injury. So should we be back to play it, it's going to be phenomenal. I think the boys will kick off when we left, and it's going to be a good season. We don't want to sound too cocky, and we don't want to be too arrogant, but we're going to do great things.
Yeah, listen, I think the one thing about Pirates is arrogance doesn't really exist. Confidence does, but not arrogance, and we always need to keep our feet on the ground. And I think that makes a massive difference. And some people don't necessarily understand the difference between arrogance and confidence. And I think no dickheads is one of our pathways that we follow. And certainly arrogance doesn't exist. But that's good to hear. Shelley's, mate, you and I have been standing either alongside a rugby field now for a few years, and we watch many games. And I think so far for me, one of the highlights. Certainly for me personally, was getting the results against UJ this year. You were captain on the day, and I know that meant a lot for you on the day. So, what are your views on the season so far, and where you see it finishing off? Sheldon just talking to himself on mute.
Yeah, Reg, as I mentioned earlier about depth and the talent that we've got. So we've got the talent. You should work hard, and I believe that doesn't work hard, and I think we've stuck by that. And from early on in the season, let's call it the last 7 games, we've had a couple of serious injuries, but those players that plug those holes, like that they're meant to be there. The desire to wear that first team jersey is massive. It's massive for them. So I think, yeah, going forward, it's once again stay humble, keep your feet on the ground, and that's what's got us places. You know, we also look at. I mean, you win the game last week. Looking forward to next week's game, you got to just keep in your mind. Last week's prize is not going to win this week's games. That game's done. It's dusted. It's finished. Let's focus. There's a new goal that's been set. Let's go achieve that goal. Once it's done, pack it away. New goal. So I think that's where we're doing really well. Our minds are in a good place. And yeah, once again, thanks to the coaches and Derek himself. He's really put us through our paces. And I know for a couple of players at the moment, it's tough with this COVID. You don't really know what's going to happen, although we're all hoping that we're going to get back ASAP and whatever the case is. So there are days where you think, oh, I'm not going to train. I don't really know where I stand and whatever the case is. But I think the boys are putting a hard graft in, got a lot of unfinished business to do. So yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Yeah, Sheldon, Tumi, I think you guys have summed it up for me the most. I think it's that hard work. We also apply that, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work harder. And I think this year we've got the talent and we're working hard. So, we're going to get onto the park. And I think, it's building for the future. 5 senior sides, amazing this time with a possible 6th that's running. 2 under 21 sides, 2 under 19 sides. An all boys side is back up and running. 450 boys that were playing down at the club from the ages of under 7 to under 18s, and a very successful women's side that actually won the MasterCard Paris Grand Challenge this year. And what do we had? Like 15 was it 15? About 9 or so representation in the Golden Lions women's team as well, who've just actually made the final. So I think the club's in a super space. I'm certainly enjoying it. I'm missing the club in a big way. I'm missing you buggers every day. And I'm looking forward to when we get back down, just to have a little cold drink on the side of the field and have a giggle, catch up with the families, catch up with the coaches. I'm a little bit concerned about the underlying messages that were coming out of there today. Tumi thinks he's a 10, and the messages I had from Sheldon with the newspaper clippings when he was the top kicker, top point scorer as a kicker for Union and for Vets and all that kind of thing. So there's a couple of underlining messages here, coaches, and I'm hoping you guys are listening. Gentlemen, always a pleasure to catch up with you. Lovely to see you. Keep well, keep safe, keep training. We're going to be back on the park soon. Watch this space, guys. Look forward to seeing all of you. Thanks for joining us on the Sin Bin, and we see you at the next one. Take care, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.